Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Matt, and you reached King's Trident's Tribe. Hello, Tribe. How's that good vibe Soul Tribe on this awesome Friday morning, afternoon, whatever time of the day it is whenever you're watching this video? Maybe it's a different day of the week. But either way, hopefully you're having a great day. And yeah, today I got a video that I want to talk about. Does the twin flame journey prepare us for life's storms? I will timestamp this video for the impatient people. I do have a few messages. I would just like to give thanks to all my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If these messages resonate, please share, like, and comment. I love the comments. The comments are my favorite form of payment, and you know, they're worth more than their weight in gold, and I'm very appreciative of those. Just a reminder that in the description of this video, as well as my other videos, is information on all of my social media accounts. If you want to take part in an energy donation, that information's in there, and also information on my coaching sessions if you feel like that's something that you would like to take part of. Also my email address, kingtribetribe@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to try to keep this intro short because I want you to concentrate on this message, because you know, every day, you know, not every day, but every year we go through storms, I mean, of some sort. And you know, I think that you'll enjoy the perspective that I'm going to provide you with showing the relationship of the twin flame journey to these storms. So let's go ahead and jump into the message. So, does the twin flame journey prepare us for life's storms? You know, I bet that's a question a lot of people wonder. Well, today I want to discuss the relationship between the storms, or life's test, because that's what storms are. They're life's tests, and the twin flame journey. So the relationship between these tests and the twin flame journey. So long before you knew that you were on the twin flame journey, at least this is for me, you were going through storms. So the day you were born, you were going through a storm. I mean, you know, just getting here alive, going through birth for a child and a mom is, you know, can be a very traumatic experience, and it starts from that day. So as I mentioned, from the first day you were here on Mother God, you've been subjected to some sort of storm, and until the last day you will be subjected to storms. That's just the way life works. But what is different from the first day to the last is your perspective. And now, you know, this might not be for every single person, because if you go through your whole life unconsciously, well, of course, your perspective is not going to change. But if you are evolving and transforming, most people will go from unconscious to conscious. And then as you transition, so does your perspective. So basically, your view changes. Most unconscious humans look at life through a telescope, like tunnel vision, basically. So basically, whenever you look through a telescope, all you can see is what's in front of you. And that's the way that if you're unconscious, that's how you go through life. And we're born with this perspective. But once you become conscious, you begin to have the 30,000-foot view. Basically, it's like you're flying overhead and you're seeing the big picture. Before I met my twin, I had experienced 2 awakenings that were created by some major storms. And I'm going to explain, so there's a reason why I'm explaining this, so that way you can see how, at least for me, the twin flame journey helped me evolve and transform and have a different perspective. So the first was my divorce. The second was when my parents passed away within 5 days of each other. You know, my mom passed away on Valentine's Day, and then 5 days later, my dad passed away. And you know, my parents were divorced ever since I was like 6 years old. So you know, I don't know the reasoning, if there is any reasoning, but that's what happened. So during this time, I was numb, but I knew that everything happened for a reason. So basically, I was in the transitional phase of going from unconscious to conscious. And even though I didn't have the 30,000 foot view at that time, I still have faith in the divine, and knew that that everything happens for a reason, and that there was a reason for this. So I knew everything happened for a reason, and I was in a transformational phase that would continue even after I met my twin. Because when you go on a separation, you got to think, you know, in the twin flame journey, the two caterpillars that represent the twins meet, and then when they go into separation, that's when they go into cocoon phase, which the transformational phase continues, at least if you're focusing on yourself and doing your, you know, inner work. When I reflect, I can see that each storm came in, and then little storms would come in afterwards. It was like if you look at a Cat 5 hurricane. So a Cat 5 hurricane comes in, and then what happens? Usually you have these little tornadoes that branch off that storm, that are almost more dangerous than the Cat 5 itself. So I call these storms that branch off minion storms. My perspective was still unconscious, with the view of a telescope. So fast forward to when I met my twin. I know this is probably the part you guys you'll enjoy probably. This person would unlock several doors that I didn't know existed. I didn't even know these doors existed. And so I'm gonna list them out. There was 5 of them. Number 1, unconditional love. It gave me the aspect to understand that basically that journey encompasses the love of God, or unconditional love, which that word doesn't really serve. It doesn't really describe the amount of love that God has, but it's the best word at least in the English language that you can use to describe it. Number 2, the shift from unconscious to conscious, which shifted my view from a telescope to the 30,000 foot view. Number 3, it propelled me into my mission. And 4, created a closer relationship to the divine and angels. And lastly, number 5, the pain that follows separation. You know, when you go into separation as a twin flame, there's a lot of pain there, man. I mean, you might have a lot of inner pain because of the personal healing that you need to perform, but then there's the pain of the separation. So the pain that follows separation literally propelled me into my king energy by encouraging me to focus internally and basically take responsibility for what's in my span of control, showing me that by changing my perspective, I can make it through the toughest storms unscathed. Yeah, so I mean, basically that last one, number 5, man, you know, that's basically was an inward perspective of understanding that basically the power was within me. So every year new storms come my way, but the difference is my perspective. So, you know, somebody mentioned the other day on my channel that, can you describe how to transmute energies? Well, you know, really, there's no fix it all for transmuting energies. Although I will say that besides this point I'm about to give you, the one way to be able to transmute any energies is by praying, and you know, praying and having trust, faith, and belief in the divine and the angels. But being here in the 3D physical, this is the other way. This was my game changer. But the difference was my perspective. So my perspective was my game changer. So I know the divine angels are a prayer away, but I also know that I am like a palm tree. I'm like a palm tree, and I got this analogy. I can't take credit for this analogy. I got this analogy from reading one of Dr. Wayne Dyer's books. So he describes going through a storm. You need to be like the palm tree, because the palm tree is strong, very strong, but flexible. And the reason why that is key is because when the Cat 5 hurricane comes in, the palm tree is able to bend and touch the ground without breaking. And basically it can stay there until that storm passes by. And then when that storm passes by, the palm tree bounces back up. And that's the way we need to be in life when we're going through storms. So as of this year, I also evolved a new understanding or a new perspective of basically the power of King Trident is within each of us. This is what I mean by the power of King Trident is within each of us. I take each storm from the 30,000 foot view. So basically I take a step back and I look at it from the 30,000 foot view. I don't look at it for what it is, what we see here in the 3D. I don't look at that storm that way. So I look at it from the 30,000 foot view, because you're gonna get a totally different perspective of that storm. And then I look for the soul of that storm. So I look for where the power is. I look for the power of that storm. Where is the power of that storm? And then I suck the soul from that storm. Now you might say, how do you do that? Well, I look at what's trying to cause me the most pain, what's trying to cause me the most trouble, and then I use that to assist other people. And basically I remove the power away from it. I don't allow that to affect me. I take that power and then I use it to assist other people. It's very powerful to endure without breaking. Basically, it's very powerful to be like the palm tree. But it's even more powerful when you can dismantle the storm. So let me give you an example. You know, this week, I had another little storm come up. You know, I'm driving along, you know, minding my own business, jamming out in my car, and I just so happened to look down at my speedometer. And as I did, I noticed my RPMs was like going like this, fluctuating real high, even though I wasn't accelerating. So I slowed down and I'm driving on the freeway, and the next thing I know, my AT light comes on, or automatic transmission light. That means there's something wrong with your transmission or your powertrain. So anyway, I slow down and then I noticed that my RPMs are going like this. That's not good. So then I pulled over on the side of the road. I turned my car off, turn it back on, no AT light, cranks right up. I check out the gears before I try to go anywhere, and it switches to all the gears, but it won't move at all. It won't go forward, it won't go reverse. And not making any weird sounds, no lights on after I turned it off, nothing. So I had to call roadside assistance to come pick up my car. Long story short, come to find out, my transmission had an internal meltdown. So basically it had a very bad day. And now I have to buy a new transmission for my car. And now most people would look at that and say, you know, man, this is such terrible, you know, and they probably get them upset and probably get them down and stuff. But when you step back and you look at it from the 30,000 foot view, this is what I see. Maybe everything happens for a reason. So maybe that happened to save my life. Maybe if that didn't happen, I went down the road a few, you know, a mile or two, or even like just down the road a little ways, and maybe I would have gotten a car wreck and it would have maybe cost me my life. So would I rather pay for a transmission or not be here on Mother Gaia? So that's the way I look at that. And then, you know, I have trust and faith in the divine, and I don't allow, you know, the mental aspect of monetary value of, God, that's so much money you got to spend. I have the mental aspect that whatever I need will be provided to me, you know, and if you have that mindset and you just enjoy each day, then you'll get through a lot of these storms unscathed. So as I mentioned, I'm going to go on with my story. I could be upset and pissed off. You know, what good is that going to do for us? What good is that going to do? Instead, I step back and view the situation from the 30,000 foot view. Maybe by that happening, it saved my life, as I mentioned. And everything happens for a reason. The dark wants to promote negative feelings and for you to be scared and feeling hopeless. Instead, pray, ask for assistance from the divine and angels. And most importantly, have faith, trust, and belief. And maintain these thoughts at all times. Maintain these thoughts at all times, meaning maintain having trust, faith, and belief. Don't worry about the money. You'll be assisted. Just maintain trust, faith, and belief. So, does the twin flame journey prepare us for storms? It does, by opening doors that we may have never knew existed. And at least for me, that was the way it was. So what's behind these doors help us evolve and transform into the king or queen that is within each of us. So if you're going through a storm, take a step back, man. Just take a step back and take a chill pill. Everything's gonna be all right. Take a flight. That's right, take a flight until you reach the 30,000 foot view. Then revisit that storm. And when you look down upon that storm, it will prospectively look extremely different than what you see here with a telescope. Be like the palm tree, but know that you have the ability within you to suck the soul from the storm. The power is within you. Look for its power and use that to assist others. That's how you transmute the storm. Take the life from that storm. Just know that you've gained a new perspective, a perspective that is within all of us. Being a twin, you are strong, but full of unconditional love. These attributes give you a perspective that most will say is impossible, or maybe non-existent. So go forward using all that you've learned from the journey and approach each storm with appreciation. That's right, be grateful for that. Be grateful, and why I say that is because, you know, as we're evolving, it allows us to test out what we've learned. It allows you to see, you know, the skills, the gifts that's been given to you and how you're evolving. And the perspective of the 30,000 foot view. So I send you, each of you, much healing, love, and light. And remember, guys, the three most important things in life is peace, love, and happiness. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day and an awesome weekend.